before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. Speaking of what culture, Miro explained why he signed a long-term deal with AEW, saying, "I just told Tony Khan, now this is what we'll do. I'm going to be me. And because he's a great boss, he let me run with the ball. He gave me the ball and said, do what you've got to do. And I'm doing exactly that. He's not there. He's not telling me not to smile, not to look at the people, not to do this and that. He's giving me a clean go, and that's what I'm doing. That's why I signed a multi-year deal, because he let me do all these opportunities. If it was the situation like before, that would have never happened." Over a month after his promo from Dynamite asking to be fired, MJF has not been seen on programming since. Speaking about AEW President Tony Khan's lack of comments on MJF at the most recent media scrum, Jim Cornette expressed concerns over this angle, saying, "Whenever someone has really tried to close up all the loopholes and the logic and make something really appear to be a shoot, the one thing that usually bites you in the ass is you either don't go away or don't go away for any length of time. That somehow the perpetrator of all these legit shoot incidents is still on the TV or allowed in the building or whatever. That is not the case here, but the flip side is that it could really cool off." Talking to BT Sport after his UFC middleweight title defense, Israel Adesanya was asked about possibly joining WWE. "Definitely. That's something I'll try my hand at later on, just for fun. I'm not saying it's going to be a full-time job, but I'm definitely going to jump in WWE or something along that line, just for the entertainment factor. I grew up jumping off the couch, broke my arm doing Shooting Stars." When speaking to Sports Illustrated, Adesanya touched on his Undertaker-inspired entrance at the recent pay-per-view, saying, "That came to me last Tuesday. During my workouts with my team, I normally have WWE Attitude Era theme music playing, so this made sense for me. The whole UFC production helped bring my vision to life." While the former AEW champion is recovering from injuries, Kenny Omega spoke on Twitch and took a shot at perhaps his biggest critic. "I think Jim Cornette has backed himself up into a corner where now he's found this group of extremely pathetic human beings who have no other thing to aspire to become, or no one to base their life off of, no one to listen to, no one to adhere to their commands. And so, when it became a character that he could play, as though he was still traveling up and down the strip in the indies, like back in the old days, now he's got this group of people hanging off his every word, and all he has to do is sit and talk on a podcast with some other guy. When he realized he could make money by delivering hateful speech, he backed himself into a corner. And now if he wants to make rent, if he wants to buy his fancy McDonald's double cheeseburger meal, he has to talk about the things that are going to get attention, and a lot of the time, that's going to be yours truly. That seeps into our locker room too. Yeah, it does. Everyone is so afraid of the cult of Cornette Army, and people that have anti-AEW sites that they want to do whatever they can to stay safe. On Out of Character with Ryan Satin, Alexa Bliss touched on her previous on-screen alliance with Bray Wyatt prior to his release, as she said, "Working with The Fiend, with Wyndham, was the most fun I've ever had in my entire WWE career. He is so brilliant with his creativity, and he puts so much effort into his character, so much research. It made me want to step up my game 100%, being like, okay, well, he puts this much thought into this character, I need to put twice as much thought into mine. When you step into someone else's gimmick, you don't want to bring it down. You only want to elevate it. I put in so much effort into that and protecting the character and protecting when we did the Firefly Funhouse. It was so fun. Obviously, it's very sad that we don't work together anymore because it was so much fun, and I think the WWE Universe saw how much fun we were having." As he fractured his C1 and C6 vertebrae during a match on SmackDown in March, former WWE champion Big E has been out of action. Yesterday, he took to Twitter to write, "My C1 isn't ossifying quite yet. The current plan is to get more scans at the 1-year mark and see how it's going. The great news is I feel tremendous, and surgery is off the table." As WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury is seemingly done with professional boxing, he has expressed interest in returning to WWE, with rumors of a potential matchup against Drew McIntyre. Give Me Sport has said sources close to Fury say the 33-year-old is in talks with WWE regarding a potential return this summer. While it was said nothing has been finalized, it was added that his return would tie in with Clash at the Castle, which is slated to take place on September 3rd in Cardiff, Wales. In an update on the DUI manslaughter charge against former WWE star Sunny, it's been said that she has been approved for a public defender in Florida, with her next pretrial hearing set for the 11th of August. It was additionally reported PW insiders learned the state of Pennsylvania issued a delinquency notice to Sitch, informing her that she was now 1,183 days overdue in making payments towards her court costs in relation to her 2015 and 2016 DUI arrest in that state. With penalties, Sitch now owes $4,544.30 to Carbon County in the Keystone State. This would be the third delinquency notice issued to Sitch by Pennsylvania. Sitch last made a payment on May 15, 2020, totaling $120. After her match at Money in the Bank, Shotzi Blackheart was on the receiving end of criticism from fans, which led to her deleting Twitter. She has now updated those concerned about her writing. "I appreciate everyone checking on me, but I swear I'm fine. I've been going through the toughest year of my personal life, so it's deeper than nasty comments. But also, Twitter has not helped with my fragile mind state. Just trying to stay motivated and positive. I'm focused on my own goals and not what's on the internet." Chris Benoit would end up trending on Twitter thanks to comments from Impact Knockouts champion Jordan Grace. It started with a user writing, "It's always wild listening to wrestlers discuss Chris Benoit in a professional context, because they always be sure to note they aren't excusing what happened before praising his in-ring stuff for 10 minutes. Except New Jack." Grace responded, "This is going to be the coldest take I ever tweet on this app. I already know y'all going to be mad. I don't think Benoit could 100% hang with most of the present day best wrestlers. He would not be able to remember matches. Also, may he burn in hell. Amen. Maybe I'm biased because he murdered his family, I don't know. Probably just me. I think we should all hate him and disregard his entire body of work. But again, that's just my take. I always found it revolting to see people praise his wrestling after what he did. Proving a point, I said something very lightly critical about him, people jumped to defend him. He should never be defended. Dude lost that right when he gave his 7-year-old Xanax and strangled him while he was already unconscious." Gail Kim joined the conversation saying, "Controversial for sure. I disagree though with the take of hanging with the best of the best today. He most certainly could. And I saw someone comment Kurt Angle couldn't either. He would mop the floor with everyone. Wrestling is subjective. Benoit to me was an intense wrestler's wrestler. I loved his aggression as well. I enjoyed most of his matches. Depends on opponent, I suppose." Despite earning a shot at Bianca Belair's Raw Women's title, Rhea Ripley has been sidelined with a brain injury. With a fan calling for her to be abused on Twitter, she responded, "Hi, Demi here. You know, the real-life human inside Rhea Ripley. Just wanted to point out that wrestlers and any form of entertainer is a real-life human off-screen. Don't wish harm on anyone. Don't wish for anyone to be buried. Don't wish for anyone to be fired. Disgrace." It was recently discovered that Buff Bagwell's social media accounts had been operated by another person, with that man being fired. In an update on the situation, Buff took to YouTube to say, "As you know, the last 3 or 4 months I've been trending over a lot of great things and having a lot of fun doing it. But the last few weeks, it seems like I've been trending over some things that are not so great, and so today I wanted to come out and clear some things up and apologize about several things. Unfortunately, a guy named Michael Long that was helping me with my merchandise dropped the ball, and a lot of fans did not receive certain merchandise that they've ordered. And to all those fans, I do apologize from the bottom of my heart and want you to know that I did not receive or see any of that money." With Wrestling Entertainment Series set for their inaugural event this weekend at Motorpoint Arena in England, reports recently noted that there have been less than 350 tickets sold. Now they've made this announcement. "Dear fans and followers, unfortunately we will have to cancel the event scheduled for this Saturday at the Motorpoint Arena. We are deeply disappointed in the news that we have to share, but with so many talents not showing up, we will have no choice than to cancel the event. Our team works so hard on this event, day in and day out, for the fans to come with a different type of wrestling event, and believe that we will still be be able to show that in the near future. We do want to say that all of our talent that was scheduled have been paid in full, and Alina Fanine, Nia Jax, was paid her deposit as well while she changed her mind and did not want to show up and wrestle anymore. For now, we will have to apologize for this, but we promise that it will not end here. See you soon. Former WWE star Braun Strowman replied, "Straight garbage," to try and blame talent for not showing up. "I'm not a stooge, but the truth will come out. Y'all are good at finding it." Strowman and Nia Jax were both originally set to be at the event, as more details will hopefully emerge regarding this. WWE recently put the Nature Boy Ric Flair back into their opening video package, which Flair responded online with his gratitude. Talking about why this occurred, the Observer noted, Ric Flair was put back in the TV show open. The belief is that whatever heat they'd have gotten after Dark Side of the Ring aired and they took him off is done. They had already worked with him on the WWE heel show as well, so they were back on good terms. So it was just a matter of when WWE felt the negativity toward him had totally blown over. Speaking on this podcast about suffering from blood clots last year, Chris Jericho explained how serious the situation was. Alright, so as the title of the show states, after Tony Khan kind of let the cat out of the bag a few weeks ago, I did have what is called a pulmonary embolism back in December 7th, I believe, of 2021, and I found this out when I was in London, England. Now, a pulmonary embolism basically means blood clots in your lungs, and that's what I had. A whole bunch of them, which are now pretty much gone. All of them are gone, which is great to hear. With former AEW champion Kenny Omega out of action recovering from injuries and recently saying if he suffers another setback like this, he'll retire, Jim Cornette blamed Omega's style for his numerous injuries. Maybe he should have thought of that before he started doing all the goofy stuff, where he dives out of the ring like a whooping crane and just lands willy-nilly wherever, and all this other stuff. I genuinely do not wish that he should injure himself. I just think he should take this time off to reflect on his profession and get a new one, so that we don't have to watch him anymore. While the WWE investigation into hush money payments against Vince McMahon began with knowledge, a female paralegal that was hired in 2019 was paid $3 million to sign an NDA and given a 100% increase in salary after only 1 year. Now, according to the Wall Street Journal, Vince McMahon has paid $12 million to 4 women, formerly affiliated with WWE over the last 16 years, with the thought that these were all done to keep them quiet on any sexual misconduct. Specifically, McMahon paid $7.5 million to a former wrestler who accused him of coercing her into oral sex. With her reportedly demoted after that, McMahon allowed her contract to expire in 2005, as she supposedly resisted additional encounters. The wrestler with an attorney apparently approached McMahon in 2018 for a settlement. For a separate case, a WWE contractor showed McMahon unsolicited nude photos, which he agreed to pay $1 million for. In 2006, another female employee was paid an additional $1 million to keep a sexual relationship quiet. It remains to be seen what the findings of the board mean for WWE. Vince has already stepped down as chairman and CEO, as Stephanie McMahon may end up sticking around as the official chairwoman and CEO of the company. Despite stepping down in the allegations against him, Vince McMahon has since made numerous appearances on programming, with multiple WWE staffers reacting. Upon publishing the story, Fightful was contacted by multiple WWE staff, including some who had remained quiet in the past about McMahon's handling of the situation. One told Fightful they wished they'd spoken out sooner, and said that McMahon's response would often go from no selling the whole thing to being defiant. They also said that after Vince McMahon's pointless June 17th appearance, he returned to the gorilla position and shouted "F him," seemingly in response to the allegations that caused his insistence to appear on television. With WWE's head of talent relations implicated in this investigation into improper behavior, employees have given their reaction to the situation. Everyone that Fightful spoke with continued to believe that Jon Laurenitis was done in the company, but believes he has a golden parachute deal with WWE that will likely take care of him. Female talent had contacted Fightful last year upon his promotion back into talent relations, expressing their frustration. One higher-up told Fightful Johnny Ace's ninth life is about to be lost. It was initially reported by Raj Giri about a month back that Sasha Banks and Naomi had been released from WWE a little while after their walkout from Raw. Yesterday, PW Insider confirmed the two were no longer listed on the company's internal roster, with Fightful adding, Sasha Banks and Naomi disappeared from other internal rosters as far back as weeks ago. However, nobody that we've heard from on WWE's digital end has been prompted to remove them from the official website's roster. There was an instance where someone was instructed to edit a Sasha Banks-related sign from the crowd in the WWE photo gallery. While there is still no official statement from WWE or even Banks and Naomi, the former champions have updated their Instagram profiles. They listed themselves as professional wrestlers as opposed to WWE superstars. WWE also recently edited Sasha Banks out of Paige's Greatest Moments video, where she returned to interrupt a match between Banks and Mickie James to introduce Absolution, but only James can be seen. Sasha Banks has not yet been removed from the Superstars banner on WWE.com, so hopefully we can get some clarity on this situation. With her no longer a part of WWE, former women's champion Paige took to Twitter to comment on her departure, writing, "I wasn't going to be on social media today, but popping on to say thank you all. Truly had a wonderful journey with WWE, and I'm excited to see my journey continue outside. Hell of a run. Thanks for all the messages. I feel truly loved." Despite his retirement from in-ring competition, The Undertaker has always said that there is a chance he could return, as he recently told Bleacher Report, "Just the fact you asked that question. Mission accomplished. You never say never. I don't have aspirations of ever stepping into the ring again, but this is WWE, man. You never say never. You just never say never." And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.